Okay, so this is when I went to Hoxie Bridge in Taylor, Texas. And it was just probably a year ago. It wasn't that long ago. I have videotape. If I have some of the recording, I will play it in the midst of this talking. Um, it was hard because I didn't understand everything there was to do with videotaping at this time. I was trying to videotape when I went to locations myself. And my daughter came with me because the first time we went, we were just going to a park nearby to go walking and everything. But when we were there, we came upon this bridge, a dilapidated bridge. It wasn't in use. You didn't need to walk across it. It was just there. And a plaque. And the plaque explained the history of the bridge and how it was built by prisoners. And I guess somebody had died when the prisoners were killed or hung or something. Anyway, that was a shocker. But when we when we were walking past the bridge or nearby it, I immediately felt a veil, even though the bridge necessarily wasn't doing anything. It was just there. It was moved there at some point. It wasn't in use in any way, and you couldn't walk on it. They had it blocked off. When we walked by it, nearby under it, and you had to walk across this board to get across the tiny little creek that was there, I felt going through a veil. Just like for the Ginger Man episode. It was the same thing but minor. And I went, whoa, I know what this is. I didn't say anything to my family at the time because of it. And I look over to my left, under the bridge and in the woods, off to the side, were a bunch of Native Americans. And they were just watching me. And I went, whoa, okay. Alrighty, I'm not here for this though. I'm just here to go hiking with my family. So I tuned him out and I kept walking. And my family's up ahead and I'm walking and I could feel the Native Americans walking behind me a bit distance but following me, trying to figure out what we were doing and who we were. It was their land. They were letting me know this is their area and everything. And I was doing the same thing, being respectful, trying to explain we're just here. We love nature. My whole family loves nature. We respect the land. We don't litter. We don't do any of that. We try to live the best clean life ever. So I'm just like, please just let us walk through. So we did, and they eventually stopped following and everything. And we ended up walking a certain amount, turned around, and came back, and they were still there. But we just left. We passed them and we left. And I went, man. And then I told my husband, I'm like, I got to go back. So I go back at a later date. My teenage daughter wants to go with me, and I'm like, okay, just stay away from the camera if you don't want to be viewed or be on film and everything. And so she did. So when we got back, I did the same thing. They were still there. I was telling them, why I was there and if they wanted to speak. And while we were walking and I'm filming, a butterfly just flew up and flew around me, which is my symbol for spirit, and it's always a good sign. And it stayed around me for a while. And I'm like, okay, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And we continued down the road. Now, I never got the man who was killed there. I guess people have seen a headless man wandering around there, or a spirit, or a man spirit. I never got whoever that person who died. I only got Native American. And when I walked farther, we went farther, even farther down than before with my husband and my son. As we're walking, I got this weird feeling that we were being followed. And I turned around and I saw like a whiteness go through the woods, and I knew it was spirit and disappear into the trees. I'm like, Alexia, my daughter. I'm like, come here, come here. Like, we're being followed. Well, she's freaked out. Now she's freaked out. She doesn't even care if it's a physical follow or spirit follow. She's done. And I'm like, I don't know why he's following, but there's a male following us. And so she's like, okay, let's go. It's done. I go, yeah, I feel like it too, because I don't understand what's going on, because I wasn't getting great vibes. So we turn around and we start heading back, and I could feel him still following without my daughter listening, because she'd walk up ahead. I could not tell if that spirit, male spirit, was for me or was attracted to my daughter, which is freaking me out because I know my daughter is gifted, but she doesn't like to even go there. She's very agnostic, very almost atheist. So she doesn't want anything to do with this. So I didn't know what so I decided, I'm like, you know what, I'm going to turn around and confront. So I told my daughter, didn't realize she took that as she's going to keep walking without me. So I start filming and I start talking to this man, and I forgot he gave me a first name. They always only give me a first name. If I get it on the videotape, if I find the recording, I'll let you know. I forgot his name. God. It was a name that could be shortened. I remember that. Anyway, he told me his name, and as I was talking to him, I realized he wasn't harmful. He wasn't scary. He just needed help. And I went, oh my God, now I feel horrible. Here we're like being chased out. We're scared and running. Because I'm more protective of my daughter than anything. And I was trying to make sure she was safe. And so I did. I crossed him over to the light and everything, and he was gone. And then I turned around and my daughter was gone, which freaked me out even more because I'm calling for her and she's not responding. And I'm practically almost running down this trail. And then she's way up ahead, and I'm going, Alexia, don't ever. So then I had to have a confrontation with my daughter. Like, I didn't want you to keep walking, and so if anything should happen, I wasn't there for it. Not that we were out in the boonies, not like out in Wild Wild West, but still, anything can happen. So yeah, so then when we walked back, we were passing the Native Americans again, and I heard them laughing, and they go, oh, you wanted something to happen? Well, something happened. There you go. And they were laughing. They thought it was hysterical. So yeah, that was that one. And then we left. And if I can find some video, I will maybe put it in, little clippets of it in with this. So it was bad video though, bad quality, but I'll do what I can. So yeah, that's Hoxie Bridge in Taylor, Texas. And that was a good one. That was a good one.